the Nintendo Switch. Honestly, what a revolutionary, influential, and amazing console that has spanned 8 years of our entire lifetime. I found myself reflecting in the past, I want to say 6 months, year, it could even be 2 years, on the Nintendo Switch's lifespan and how it's affected my life in general. And I've seen all these videos popping up on YouTube saying my retrospective with the Nintendo Switch and what I've enjoyed and how it's affected them. And I've thought, man, I want to get on the mic, I want to share with YouTube and the internet how, like, my story with the Nintendo Switch and how it's affected me. Back when the Nintendo Switch came out, it came out in March 3rd, 2017. I was only 11 years old, so I was quite young, yeah. And it wasn't my first Nintendo console, don't get me wrong. I had a Wii growing up with the family. I actually did get a Wii U from my parents, I think a couple years earlier in 2015 as a birthday present. And that was actually my first console. But the Nintendo Switch was the first console that I actively followed along with the news, at least to like some bit. I'm only 11, like I don't have full access to the internet at that point, but it's the first console that I fully follow along with. I remember the January presentation and having my best mate come over to my house and watch the whole presentation with me, and we get really excited about all the games coming out. And like, I'm gonna be honest, we don't know all the games that are being revealed there. Like, at this point, we're only really playing Super Mario, not Zelda, Super Mario and Pokemon, really. Those are the only games we play. We really hadn't played any other Nintendo franchises because we hadn't really exposed ourselves to them. So a lot of them was like, oh, what was that? What's this? Like, I'd started getting familiar with some of them, but not completely. But anyways, it was just the excitement. Anyways, it was consuming me. Like, even if I really didn't know the franchise, like, what is a Zelda and what is a Breath of the Wild and what's this and what's that? Something about it, that Nintendo magic, it started consuming me. And anyways, we watched all that and I was upset. It's funny because the thing I was most excited about in that presentation was the Mario Kart 8 port, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, obviously. I go back thinking, I'm like, why was I, like, that was my most excited game, like a Wii U port, but I love Mario Kart and I still do, and that was like my most excited game. I remember screaming and running around the house when I saw the trailer after the presentation because I was upset it wasn't in the presentation, and my dad telling me it's just a video game, like, he doesn't understand, but 11-year-old me is absolutely ecstatic. And that ended there. The January presentation happened, blah blah blah. My best mate and I just went on with our lives. We played a bit of Wii U, and I think I must have been asking my mum at the time, like, oh, I'd love a Nintendo Switch, mum, like, please, the normal stuff you do, like you beg your parents for these sort of things. And mum was like, no, it's too expensive. And I didn't really go on begging, honestly. I kind of stopped. I was like, yep, I accept it, it's too expensive, blah, 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 at least from what I can remember. And then my next distinct memory is being in EB Games in late January, and must have been talking about the Switch pre-orders with one of our locals there. He actually still works at the local EB Games. They get along with him quite well now, but talking about the Switch, and I was saying it's too expensive, like 11-year-old me, knowing economy and money and how that all worked. But anyways, really thinking I wasn't going to get one. And I think I was like picking out like pre-owned Wii U games to get for my birthday, because that's what I wanted. I wanted like Black Ops 2, because I thought I'd be like a big kid getting that, and Nintendo Land, that sort of thing, on the Wii U. So like I didn't really think much of it. I just accepted I wasn't getting a Switch. But then on my birthday, I was surprised by my parents. I opened up my presents, and I did get those pre-owned Wii U games, and I got like a couple of Pokemon plushies or something, whatever. And I was really happy with that. I was like, oh, thank you, Mum, thank you, Dad. I was really excited. And, I was going to go after school and just get ready. And then before I was going to have like my Vegemite toast or something, my parents were like, oh, Leighton, we've got one more thing for you. And I'm like, yeah, what's up? And Mum must get out her phone or something, and she's like, we've pre-ordered the Nintendo Switch. And before she can even finish, legit, one of my best memories, I scream. I run up and down our house. Our house is not massive, but like it's still decently big. And I'm running down the hallway and I'm screaming and I'm jumping on the bed, and oh my God, like the amount of hype I had in that pure moment, because I was watching the things on YouTube, I was following along with a lot of the news, and I kind of just accepted I wasn't getting one. But to know in that moment I was getting one on day one, my first ever console on day one. Oh, it was something different, man. It was something different. And 11-year-old me could not process it. For that next month, it's all I would think about every single day. It's all I'd talk about in year 6 at school is just the Nintendo Switch and how cool it's going to be and how it's like handheld and you can play on the go and you can take controllers off. And it was just like a different time completely. And anyways, March 3rd comes around. I didn't get the day off school or anything. That would have been a Friday. I assume Nintendo used to release stuff on Fridays mostly. So I come home from school and I'm really excited in the car. And Mum said she's picked it up and I'm so hyped. And we go into my room and there it is. And obviously, since, again, I'm still 11 or... I was 11. I should remember my age. Oh, my Lord. My mum helps me unbox the system, and I remember touching the Joy-Cons for the first time, being like, oh, like, these are smaller than I expected. I thought they were going to be bigger. And, like, setting up the console, like, we didn't know how to set it up to the TV. Obviously, since I'm young and my mum's not, like, the biggest, like, tech person, so playing it on handheld. And can you believe the first game I played was Super Bomberman R? Yeah, that was the game my mum pre-ordered me. She obviously didn't really know what a Breath of the Wild or really any of them was, but I think she kind of just saw Bomberman was rated PG and she pre-ordered that. But when I got my birthday money, my birthday's in February, I said, Mum, I must have been seeing it on YouTube. I was like, I want Breath of the Wild. And I put my birthday money towards that, and I also got Breath of the Wild day one. But still, the first thing I played was Bomberman R. It was crazy. I was going through all the levels, and there's a little picture of me on our couch at the time, playing Bomberman R with the Joy-Con set apart with my little cheeky grin, and it's nice. It's a cute photo. But I remember not booting up Breath of the Wild till like 9 p.m. that night, and obviously when you're so young, like 9:30, 10's like your bed sort of thing, or even earlier. So I didn't really boot it up to a little bit before I went to bed. But my first month was, probably just in between Breath of the Wild and Bomberman. I didn't have any other games. I didn't get eShop games or anything. A consistent theme in this video, to not ramble on too long, but a consistent theme in this video you'll hear a lot is I didn't finish a lot of games as a kid. I'd play a little bit, and then I'd move on to the next thing and get bored. Obviously, I didn't have a very great attention span, and I've tried to improve that coming into my adult life. But I kind of, moved in between things a lot. But it was just an intermix of Breath of the Wild and Bomberman. Definitely more Breath of the Wild, though. I remember playing a fair bit of that. But my big thing was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe in April 28th. That was my massive thing. I was so keen for that. I absolutely love Mario Kart. I played Mario Kart 8 in the Wii U. Just something I grew up with, Mario Kart Wii too. It's a beloved franchise of mine. And getting to play Mario Kart 8 on a portable console, like a console-worthy Mario Kart on a portable console, where I don't have to hook it up to a TV and don't have to like use it in the lounge room when my parents are using it on my dingy little TV in my room. I could just play it on my little own device. Oh my God, I was absolutely ecstatic. Came home from school that day. Again, my best mate came with me. We played battle mode. And then when he left, I started Grand Prix. And I was absolutely tearing through it. I was having the best time. Like, this was my absolute jam. I loved Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I want to say in the life cycle of the Switch, I put about 200 hours, 300 hours. That's like rookie numbers compared to other people. But that's pretty good for me. I put that much time to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And I loved it. I remember day one of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I got into a lobby with Nintendo Life Alex, with Alex from Nintendo Life. I was like, it was one of the YouTubers I watched at the time. I still watch Nintendo Life, don't get me wrong. So it was absolutely crazy getting into a lobby with him. I remember I had a screenshot, like 11-year-old me was so keen about that. I don't have that anymore, but I was absolutely ecstatic at that. And then obviously, as the games all came out in 2017, I was a very, very lucky kid, and I'm happy to admit it. My mum was way too good to me, and I would always ask her. I'd see all the games coming out on YouTube and all the first-party games, every single first-party game. I'd always go to Mum. I'd be like, Mum, can I get this new game, please? Oh, how much is it, Leighton? Oh, it's $69, or it's $69 usually the price at like JB, or $79 at EB, and Mum would go, fine. Like, she was way too good. Like, Mum like, she spoiled me, absolutely spoiled me without my childhood, and that created some of the best memories. Like, I got to experience all the first party Nintendo games as they came out, and I know heaps of people did not get to do that, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. But it created so many good memories. I remember ARMS came out in June, playing that, such a new experience for the time, going through all the career modes. July, I don't remember if there was anything. I'm getting a bit rusty with remembering all about Nintendo games. August was Mario plus Rabbids, playing a bit of that and trying to get into all the RPG stuff. I remember October was I think I got Mario Odyssey after that, and I'm not gonna lie, I remember as a kid, I think I completely forgot about Mario Odyssey. I must have not been on YouTube at the time. I must have been doing something else. I have no clue. But I remember completely forgetting Mario Odyssey was coming out until a few days before it released. I probably saw an ad or something, and I was so excited. And again, I'm on the way to school, and I'm asking Mum, can I get Super Mario Odyssey? And again, she's like, absolutely. And it's so good. I come home to Mario Odyssey on launch day, and Mum, I remember going to the hairdressers after playing a little bit, Mum was getting us a haircut or something, and she's like, how's the game, honey? And I'm like, it's got a friggin' T-Rex, I don't need to say more, I can be a T-Rex. And it was just, it's so sick. She had no idea what I was talking about, but it was so awesome. And yeah, Mario Odyssey, pretty much capped off my year before I got a couple third-party games for Christmas. I didn't get Xenoblade Chronicles 2 or anything. I didn't really know what that was, and that sort of thing. 2018 brought some good times. We had Smash Ultimate and Pokemon Let's Go. I remember in the March Nintendo Direct watching that at school. We watched, since it aired at 9 a.m. Australian time, 9 a.m. is when school starts here, so we were in art class or something, I think, but we didn't get to watch that in there, so we waited to recess. We watched a little bit, but we only got halfway through, so we didn't get really any good announcements yet. And I remember talking about it in humanities class, or social studies as the Americans would call it, and I remember talking about it with my best mate, and the teacher starts listening in. And granted, this teacher's not they're probably middle-aged or whatever. And she starts listening in, and I'm talking about Smash Bros. And, we think Smash Bros will be there or something, I think. I don't know. Or just what games will be there. And she's like, oh, do you want me to have a look? And we knew her to be a pretty cool teacher, down with the flow and stuff like that. And I was trying to egg her on. Mason, my best mate, didn't really want it to, but I couldn't resist the spoilers. And she goes on the EB Games website, during class. We must have been doing classwork, and she goes on the EB Games website and sees Super Smash Bros. Up for pre-order. I kid you not, I flip my absolute crap. I go haywire. In the middle of class, by the way. I'm going around, I'm going, Smash Bros! Smash Bros! Smash Bros! And you thought, anyone else, you'd do that in anyone else's class. Anyone else's, that'd be middle school to Americans. You do it in anyone else's, any other teacher's class, and they'd be like, shut up, please, stop screaming and yelling about this stupid video game. But she thought it was funny, she thought it was the best thing ever. She was smiling. And then other kids were looking at me like I was the weirdest kid around, and I was smiling and kind of making fun of me in a way. And as you would about a random kid being excited about Super Smash Brothers, what the hell even is that? But I was so happy, I was so ecstatic. Like my best mate said, it kind of dampened the reveal when we got there eventually in the trailer, but I think that was nearly better than the reveal having that moment in class, because it's something I remember forever. We did get another moment like that in 2019 where that same teacher played the start of the February 2019 Direct in class. She was such a cool teacher, man. And other kids thought it was weird, but hey, we got to watch Nintendo in class, and that's all I could care about. But back to 2018, Smash Ultimate was awesome. That was amazing. I was really invested in the hype cycle there. Watching the E3 Direct, staying up all night, and not watching it because I thought my mum would yell at me, but then watching it at 6 a.m, it was this whole thing. But I was really excited about that. It was like my own little Christmas. Playing Pokemon in November, because Pokemon's one of my favourite franchises. It has been as a child, and it'll always stick with me. However, whichever way it goes, sort of thing, it'll always stick with me, the childhood memories it gave me. So Let's Go was amazing, Smash was amazing, and all the other little sprinkles of first-party games in there. 2019, what brought us? Luigi's Mansion 3, brought us Pokemon Sword and Shield, which I was super excited for. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 was a sneaky little game of the year for me. that I really, really enjoyed because, again, I keep mentioning him, but it's a big part of my Nintendo Switch just era. My best mate, super into Marvel, and I just thought, hey, I'll give it a shot, and I absolutely loved it. I thought it was great. I wasn't really much into Marvel at the time. I'm still not really am, but I loved it. I thought it was amazing. The story was awesome. The gameplay was amazing, and I haven't replayed it since really, apart from a few minutes. But I love that. That was so good. You go out through you go through the COVID years. I got Animal Crossing. I didn't play as much as other people did. I only put 35 hours into it, which is a lot for a game, but nowhere near as much as people put in otherwise to Animal Crossing. But you had Super Mario 3D All-Stars in September. I really liked that one, being able to play all the old 3D Marios. What you had in November, Age of Calamity. I actually didn't get that one until Christmas. I played a little bit of most of these things, most of these first-party games, which I might take a picture of my whole Switch collection. I've got it on a few shelves. I've got pretty much every Nintendo first-party game, but I still haven't played a whole lot of each. I've definitely opened them probably at least once, most of them, but I haven't played a whole lot. And that was my short, attention span as a child. But no matter that, where I was jumping between games and all that sort of thing, getting a new game here and getting a new game there, the Nintendo Switch, it meant so much to me. And people may criticize, it's a waste of money, jumping between all these games and not spending many hours with them. And I guess you could say that, but I look back on all these memories so incredibly fondly, and I have way more, but I really don't want to ramble for too long about all the little nitty-gritty things like I already have been. But I have so many different memories and so many different times and eras in my life, or my teenage years, I should say, linked with the Nintendo Switch. I could tell you, if you told me about a first-party game, I could probably tell you how I got to the store that day to get it, or kind of what the surrounding events in my personal life were, or even the Nintendo Directs, how much they meant to me, sort of thing. I could relay those the sort of surrounding events that were happening at the time. The Nintendo Switch, it really made such a big impact on me. It's what got me full on into Nintendo. I was already into Nintendo as a child, but it's what got me full on into Nintendo. I was it would have been by 2019. I was fully up to date with Nintendo all of the time. I was subscribed to all the YouTubers, all the classic YouTubers that were giving us news, that were doing discussions, that were doing all these sort of things, that you get the news every day on the dot. It's around probably 2018-19 is when I started keeping up with it all, and I really haven't been off of it since. All this retrospective and all this looking back on all this sort of launch day stuff and how that went, and just how much I've changed as a person since the Nintendo Switch has come out. It brings us forward to the Nintendo Switch 2 in about a week and a half, and it gets you thinking oh my god, 8 years has passed since the first Nintendo Switch came out, and how different life is now, and how much has changed in the overall world, and how much has overall changed in my personal life, and it's brought us here 1 week and a half until a Nintendo Switch 2 releases. I'm absolutely ecstatic. It is kind of a little bit disheartening and dampening, should I say, to hear all the kind of arguments about this the Switch 2, and fair enough, they're mostly justified, the prices and all that sort of stuff. But call it being a Nintendo fanboy or fanboyism or whatever, but I'm just trying to ignore all that, because I know some people can't, and absolutely fair enough, but I know in the situation I am in currently, I can afford a Nintendo Switch. I can afford a Nintendo Switch 2, and I can afford a lot of the games. So I just want to be excited for it. I just want to be so damn hyped. The new console, how it's so much more powerful than the first Nintendo Switch. The new features they're releasing to it, how they're just keeping it the Nintendo Switch but more powerful. That's all we wanted. We didn't want too much random wackiness and innovation. We just wanted a more powerful Switch with a little bit of Nintendo charm, and that's what we're getting. Mario Kart World, an open world Mario Kart, that is absolutely mental, man. That is crazy that we are getting something like that, on day one of a new Nintendo console, and we're getting heaps of these third-party games and all that. And you bet your bottom dollar that at EB Games, my local EB, I've got heaps and heaps of stuff. Most of the stuff that is coming out on launch day, I have pre-ordered. And I'm hoping, I'm not going to guarantee, but I'm hoping for this brand new channel that I'll vlog it and I'll put up some of it and I'll do maybe even an unboxing video. I don't want to promise it all, but I'm hoping I can put up some launch content because I'm going to get heaps of stuff with the Switch 2. And I want to cover it all for you guys. I want to be there. I want to be there around the excitement. Get the Nintendo fan base absolutely pumping because I've been looking forward to this genuinely, probably since like 2021, 2022. Like that's how long I've been waiting for a new Nintendo console, and to know in a week and a half, it's finally time to go get it. It's absolutely mental, man. But I just want to start off this channel, just sharing my experience with the Nintendo Switch 1, and on our way into the Nintendo Switch 2 generation, because a new generation of Nintendo is finally upon us, people. It is so good to see that, and hopefully I make many more videos to share with you guys when the Switch 2 comes out, and we kind of document this journey together through this new generation. Maybe we can get some Let's Plays going, maybe we can get some live streams going, discussion videos about news. I'm not really sure. I don't know how often I'm going to upload. I don't know how often I'm going to do this whole YouTube thing, but we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can make of it, and we can see what we can document and go on a journey together, guys. I think that sounds good. Hopefully I'll see you in a future video very, very soon, probably for the Switch 2 launch. Like I said, I'll release something, but I reckon it's time to stop rambling for me, guys. I will see you very, very soon. Goodbye, guys.